the story now, Dad.
Alright, just give me a moment. So remind me, where did we stop again, Timmy?
The yacht goes back from Lisbon with Nzinga and his friends, and he has also brought Beatriz and Rolando. King Nzinga agrees to an alliance with Portugal after Nzinga tells of his experiences. The king wants to be friends with Beatriz, but she refuses. Beatriz is actually a spy for the Portuguese king.
Yes! Now, this is what happens next.
Nganga, I'm here for a matter concerning the kingdom and the health of your king.
Are you ill, my king? Do I call Wazo?
Come on, Nganga, don't be daft.
Apologies, my king.
Nganga, what are the laws in relation to marrying someone from another kingdom?
My king, I can see you have your eyes set on Beatriz.
Why not have Beatriz as your concubine? You are king, and now can have any woman you want.
Nganga, she is from Portugal. I can't have her unless I marry her. If I move in without her consent, it will jeopardize the whole trade deal. The hand on King II is on her.
Cha! My king, this is not good. I appreciate the desire to hold that beautiful ass and massage those lovely breasts.
Aputu Rolando!
Apologies, my king, but you can't help but notice. They are that obvious.
My king, but you cannot marry her, as your first and second wives have to be chosen from Nsakula Ukanda, as presented by the electors. And then your third wife can come from the neighboring kingdoms if you so choose.
My great king, but there is nothing about not being able to marry from a foreign or white kingdom.
The realization of Rolando's comment hits home. Then the three men look at each other and smile. The
king is preparing for his wedding. He is alone, checking himself in the mirror before wearing the suit and jacket on a chair.
His attention is diverted as he hears a scream outside the door. It is his brother Nkita. He looks apprehensive and not prepared for the confrontation about to happen.
Nkita pushes away the guards at the door and storms in. He does not bow. He goes straight to his brother, knowing he is bigger, grabs him by the shirt and tie.
You have lost your senses, brother. Possibly bewitched. But I'm here to bring you back to reality. And I will not sit legs astride or ride leisurely on my horse while this madness continues. Must we get to the point of eating horse shit before we realize the food is no longer sweet?
Get off me, Nkita. Yes, I'm your half-brother, but I'm still your king. Control yourself or I'll have you arrested. No one has come in to arrest you because of that fact, and the fact that you are a general.
They stare at each other in silence. A silence which is finally broken as the king decides to appeal to his brother.
Nkita, look at the new structures the white man has brought along with knowledge. Also weapons for
My
the...
brother Nzinga. That is another issue altogether. I am here for this one.
Brother, I desire this woman.
I have not disobeyed any laws, and I am only doing this to please her.
Listen to yourself. Have you forgotten your tradition? Your culture? Are you forgetting your duty to your people? Do you remember the unbelievable amount Diogo asked for, saying that is what King Joao demands to let her go? Your tongue has now been cut. How are you sure that was actually demanded by the Portuguese king? I cannot believe how trusting you are of these people in Nzinga. A Christian king because of a woman getting baptized? Now you build a church? No, Nzinga, this has gone too far. What next? Your new wife will sit on the council?
Why can't she? Why? If she's going to help make better decisions for the kingdom, she should be allowed. The cabinet can vote.
Cha! Our traditional rights are no longer full. Wazo no longer consulting. Our army is gradually being controlled by the Portuguese. The trade deal. What are we getting in Nzinga? What are we getting? Open your eyes, my brother. If you don't, I will not sit down quietly.
Nkita, if you are not with me, you are against me. Which is it?
Nkita looks at his brother with tears in his eyes and walks away. Then he stops at the door.
Brother, mark my words. Next time we see each other, you have to kill me, or I will kill you. The gods are my witness. Things have to change.
He steps out the door. The king signals the guards to let him pass. The king's mother comes into the room.
What is the problem, my son? Your brother looks as if he's ready to take on an army all by himself.
All is well, mother. Just brothers quarreling. I feel for him. He has always felt alone since his mother passed. Takes his anger out on our enemies.
He turns, puts on his jacket and suit, and turns back to look at his mother.
How do I look in a suit, mother?
First, I hope you don't die from heat with all this clothing. The white man is foolish, oh. How will you throw your spear during the ceremony when your hands are not free? And those things on your feet?
Mother, they are called shoes.
Hideous! Ha! Kasakuloku!
The king turns as he hears Mpanzu laughing with them. His sons are already in the room. They approach, greet their father and grandmother. Then Mvemba speaks.
Papa, are you ready for your tutu in Kanto?
No. Not wife number 3. My Christian wife.
He draws his sons closer, then puts his arms on their shoulders.
My sons, I want you to promise me that when the time comes, you will not fight each other or the council over the throne. Help each other grow. Work together.
And let the greatness of our kingdom be spoken of in all Europe.
You can count on me, Father. I will not disappoint you.
I promise, Father.
The celebrations are over. King Nzinga finally has his new wife all to himself. Beatriz offers herself to him. It certainly is a night of passion. But she remembers she has a job to do. It is the next morning, and the king's sleep is disrupted by an alarm raised by his guard. A knock on the door, and the king is up on his feet. He smiles as he looks down with absolute delight in his eyes at the naked body of his new wife while she sleeps. He steps to the door, and as he opens, the guard kneels, greets, and with his head still bowed down,
Ushers the elder to speak.
My king, your brother attempted to kill one of the white priests last night, but was thwarted by your guards patrolling the town. He seems to have escaped the city and took along with him soldiers loyal to him. There are people who are not happy with the presence of the white man.
What? My brother did what? I need to contain this before it escalates. Get me Diogo immediately.
Diogo is brought into the palace. As he's about to kneel, the king drags him up by his collar. looks him right in the eye, and while still breathing heavily with anger, screams in his face.
Diogo, what is going on? What did you do? This is all your fault.
Great King Nzinga, I did nothing. I just hurt myself.
But you were the one who insisted that the priest should walk around town preaching.
And talking to people even when you knew it infuriated my general?
But Great King Nzinga, you did marry a woman against the advice of your brother and most members of your cabinet as well. He is just annoyed that you are neglecting your outdated and barbaric laws and no longer listening to him.
This is not good. I know my brother. He will be coming for the throne, but will first want to rally support from the neighboring kingdoms. Diogo, are you aware that the agreement made with your king, Jao II, has still not been fulfilled, as the consignment of weapons has still not arrived? The church has been built on the advice of my Christian wife. The priests have been given freedom to talk to the people. You have your cloth and slaves, but I still don't see any weapon. When are the weapons coming, Diogo?
Great King Nzinga, do not fret. I believe those weapons are on their way as I speak. I will ask our soldiers to intensify the training of your army. My King Joao II has previously said he will support your army with more soldiers, weapons, and training, as long as the present materials being purchased be doubled at no additional cost, the Great King.
He has not brought the one he promised and is asking for more? Let me remind you, Diogo, I am the great King Zingga, the conqueror of the great mountain king, Afana, the lion of the Zambezi forest, the one who can see his enemy's path from the sunrise with his eyes closed. I can crush all enemies. You have my army. Just fulfill your end of the bargain, Diogo.
Otherwise, I'll have your head.
I don't want to see your face until my weapons arrive. Leave me!
Diogo leaves the calabash. Beatriz comes in from the room and walks up to her husband.
Nzi, I hope all is well. It is still too early to talk politics. Come back to bed, my love.
All is not well. Diogo hasn't brought in my weapons and my brother is becoming a threat.
I heard it all, my king. You need a new general, obviously. Summon the electors to elect one and tell him to send some spies to the neighboring kingdoms to find out what Nkita is up to.
Exactly. That's what I'll do.
My king, I'm at your service. Whatever you want, I will do. Please don't forget that you have brought peace and prosperity to our kingdom. People are more curious. The school thrives. Christianity has been so well received. Anyone who does not appreciate this is a threat to this peace and your throne, my king.
Don't worry, my dear.
Rest, and I'll deal with the problem.
We are in the king's palace, as there is a meeting between the king, his first son Mpanzu, and the new general. Reason? To analyze pressing events and prepare for war.
My king, the training of the soldiers with the new weapons provided by Diogo is far advanced. We successfully defended the province of Musindi from the Bateki slave raiders, and the white man's weapons made this very decisive. I can assure you, my king, with these weapons, if there's going to be any uprising from Nkita, they will be quickly squashed.
My king, we have presently not been able to meet up with slave demands, mainly because your brother, Nkita, attacked a few of our slave camps, and I believe these slaves have been added to his army. Remember, my king, that from the slaves we have, Diogo chooses before anyone else, as this is part of the agreement along with Raffia in exchange for weapons. My king, we need to quickly find a solution to this problem.
My king, we now know from our spies that Nkita has rallied supporters and soldiers from 2 of the neighboring kingdoms. He has convinced them to be afraid of the presence of the white man, saying their kingdoms will be next. He has also told them that since the presence of the white man, their access to the port at Soho has been reduced. And also, he has promised to grant them full access to the ports when he becomes king.
What? This is not good.
Then Beatriz steps in. She looks up at everyone, beginning to enjoy this role and position of power she has created for herself and allowed by the king.
I don't see why you are all worried. General, tell your spies to get us information about the size of his army, horses and ships if any. Let them let us know when he wants to attack. My king, put more guards but dressed as civilians and slaves around the slave camp. A few more dressed as civilians around the school and church. When next they come, they will become our slaves. Then tell Diogo not to worry, for when these slave raiders and Nkita's rebellion is quenched, he will have the quality slaves he so desires.
Stop. We'll continue tomorrow, alright?
No, not now. Will the general refuse to act on Beatriz's instructions? Will Nkita's men be caught? Will there be a war?
No.
Dad, this is mean.
Not sleeping is mean. Night, son.
Night, Dad.